Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight I have Carl, Andy, and George, and we are the Monday Blues. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Great.
Very well.
Pumped. Keen.
It's
Revved.
a big game.
Get the thesaurus out, mate. Get the thesaurus out, because every word under keen, mate, I am it.
Tell you what, I reckon there's something else that might have G'd you up a bit this week, Andy.
I hate to say I told you so. It's actually my favourite thing in the world to do. But I told you all, TDK is signing, and they were going to sign him before the Collingwood game. I've never been more confident about anything in my life. I knew it was going to happen.
Huge news with TDK re-signing to the Carlton Football Club until the end of 2025, which brings him to free agency, if I'm correct. That's massive. Start of the year, I don't think any of us really cared if he signed or not. I know I'll speak for myself and say I didn't really care, but then probably over the last month or so, when he's strung together a few games, I think he's really shown how important, how critical he is to the side. Carl, what do you think? Do you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I was probably in the same boat as you, Amal. I wasn't too if he signs, he signs. But yeah, in the last few weeks, what he's shown, it's probably good that he did sign. Yeah, it's huge.
George, what about you?
Yeah, well, firstly, just great call to Andy. Want to shout out that you've earned a lot of nicknames on this podcast, and you can add another one to it, mate. Nostradamus. So just you just called it. So well done.
Great call.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, look, I really have a soft spot for him. I was really frustrated with a lot of the inconsistency of the way he'd play and sort of not impact. But we all saw the raw talent, and we've always been potential FC. It's always about potential and things like that. And it's great to finally see him grasp a lot of these opportunities in the last 4 weeks and maybe put an extra digit in his contract or whatnot for the re-signing. But I'm happy. We need him. I feel a lot more confident when he's out there. Not knocking Petnet or anyone else, but great news. And it's just a great news story going into the game. Hewitt's 150th, TDK signing, get the boys up and about. Stability. It's just it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Just quickly, what do you guys think it means for Sauce?
It's a good question. I'm personally hoping that this the signing of TDK now opens the contract negotiations for Sauce and the Carlton Football Club, because, man, I love the guy. Sauce is a heart and soul player, and whoever deals with the contract negotiations at the Carlton Football Club, fucking sign him. I don't care. Whatever he wants, man, just give it to him. Sauce is, look, he might be slow, but name me another player that puts 110% out there every single time he goes out on the field the way Sauce does. He might be slow, he might be this, he might be that. Whatever you want to say about him, I don't care. I love him. Love him to death. Carlton needs him, and he needs Carlton. Sign him.
I wouldn't say give him whatever he wants. You need to calm down there a little.
I'm getting excited, man.
It's there's a bit of word around that Hawthorn are in his ear a little bit. They've expressed interest. So
why would you want to go to Hawthorn? That's the thing.
I don't think he'll leave. I don't reckon he'll leave.
No, I reckon he'll stay too.
Yeah, I reckon
you heard it here first, boys.
Yeah, I reckon he'll stay.
Jack's signing within 2 weeks.
Nostradamus called it. Just quietly, when you said last week, you said Adam Simpson will probably cop the sack this week with another one of your calls, and then I think there was a news article that came out saying there's a big meeting, and then West Coast came out and rebuked it. But I thought, I've seen it. He's onto something. So
he won't be coaching next year. Not at West Coast. I struggle to believe that he will. I know his contract is huge though, so it'll cost them a lot. So they're in a tough position.
Yeah, what was it? It was in the field of what, $6 million for
5 or 6. Yeah, that's right.
It's massive.
What is it? It's last year, next year, isn't it? It'll be his last year.
No, I think he's got. They just re-signed him, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
A couple of years back, so he's got another few years.
He's probably still got a bit to go. But anyway, Andy, I was gonna ask you what you think of this game and predictions, but I think we'll leave that till the end of the show, because at this stage you're just going to be right. That's it. It's there's no more questions about it. Anyway, before we jump into the lineups and the preview itself, shout out to Mus, who was laid out tonight. What was it? Missing calf? We went and saw Andrew Russell the other night.
Hamstring tightness.
There you go.
Onya was.
We miss you, Mus.
Managed.
No, I thought he was admitted. No.
He was taking that abuse from the Collingwood supporters on TikTok a bit to heart.
Maybe Mus is washed up now. No, I'm
He's
only
a bit
joking.
washed up.
We love you, Mus.
Well, without further ado, it is the round 20 game preview. It is the Collingwood Magpies, the filth, the scum, against the Carlton Blues. We're going up against them tomorrow night, Friday, the 28th of July, 2023 at 7:50 p.m. Fuck, what a game. The build-up in the media has been huge this week. A lot of talks on both sides about potential ins, potential outs, and having said that, we'll jump straight into it with Collingwood's. Ins, no one. Out, Bobby Hill with illness. So they lose a bit of pace there and a bit of X factor, which is good. It's a tick there. Now, take a seat, buckle yourselves in, because the ins and outs list for Carlton is massive. It was similar to what Port Adelaide had a couple of weeks ago. So going out for Carlton, Ed Curnow, Jack Silvani, Josh Honey, Lockie Cowan, Lewis Young, Paddy Dow, and Sam Walsh. Coming in for the Blues, Adam Chera, Caleb Marchbank, Jacob Martin, Mark Pittenay, Matthew Owies, and our captain, our skip, Paddy Cripps, has managed to tick the boxes, reach his milestones, as Voss likes to say, and will be playing for the Navy Blue tomorrow night against the Pies. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Georgie?
Excited about the upgrade from Honey to Owies. I do like Owies. And from memory, I think it was the first time he played against Collingwood last year. He had a good game. He kicked a couple. And that's what like in my mind, and good to see Marchbank back as well, you know. And I looked at a few of those ins and who's in the squad, like Martin, Marchbank, Cunningham, Pitnet. I don't think they've ever played together. Like, are they, at one stage, they've probably all been on the injury list or one or the other. But look, I'm wrapped for them. You know, it's great to see Marchbank get a crack. I reckon Voss is going to come with a few surprises, right? Like I look at, you know, this game, and a spread of goal kickers is going to be essential, right? So we're not going to have the freedom of, you know, that we've had in previous weeks. So I look at the last 5 games, we've averaged 118 points and in our winning streak, and in the 5 weeks before that, it's 53 points a game. So we've more than doubled what we're scoring. Now, only Adelaide and Brisbane have scored more than 100 against us. So our defence isn't necessarily the problem. We're not getting scored, you know, we're not opening the floodgates to the opposition. But, you know, Charlie's not kicking 10 this week, right? So he needs help. So Sauce is out. Always back in is good. Motlop getting up is good. Need Martin to impact in the forward line. Need Cunningham to impact in the forward line. We need a spread of goal kickers this week, as we've been doing. We've been building that last 5 weeks, so I think that's the most important. And I just feel like Voss is going to spring a bit of a surprise. I feel like, you know, Marchbank, Wiedering, McGovern, and Kemp. It's quite a tall back line. I know there's going to be rotations or whatnot, but I have a feeling one of maybe he might swing a surprise of like a Marchbank or maybe McGovern just drop into the forward line a little bit just to stretch him, obviously with Sauce being out and Mackay being out as well. So, yeah, I feel like there's something up his sleeve, and we'll find out tomorrow night.
TDK becomes huge going forward.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah. He's going to have to pluck a few and, you know, kick a couple as well. So that's something to look forward to. One thing I'm really, really looking forward to compared to the last time we played them, I want to see us take high percentage shots on goals. Last time we played them, I don't think we took a mark or had a shot within 35 meters. They really locked us down. So I think for the first 3 quarters anyway, there was something that really, I checked out at 3/4 time. But yeah, I just remember not taking a mark and not even giving ourselves an opportunity to mark. We're just kicking it straight to Darcy Moore.
Exactly right. I think if there's one thing Voss has on the board this week as the game plan, just scrap everything, right? There's one thing you should, you know, to address to the players. Don't kick it to Darcy Moore. He doesn't play for Carlton. This week he doesn't play for Carlton. So he doesn't need to be our number 1 inside 50 target again this week.
Yeah.
Don't kick it to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've been playing completely different footy since we last played him anyway, so That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
but-
well, our transition has been the difference. The way we
Yeah.
transition the ball from defense to forward, using our wings a lot more. I'm just keen. I'm keen to see where we stack up. Collingwood is the benchmark. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Voss made the point of that. He said we were a completely different team the last time we played them, and he fully expects us to be better this time. So let's see. Let's see.
Oh, I hope
Anyway,
they bring that A game, man.
That's all. That's all we want. That's all we want. So, starting with the lineups, Collingwood's backline, they have Jeremy Howe, Darcy Moore, Isaac Quainer, Braden Maynard, Nathan Murphy, and Jack Crisp, and they'll be going up against our forward line of Lockie Fogarty, Tom De Conning, David Cunningham, Jack Martin, Charlie Curnow, and Matthew Always. That's mouth-watering.
They've got a sick back line.
And and we have Charlie Curnow.
Yeah, literally. That's yeah.
I'm excited. That will be good because look, the last time I think it's probably it's going to be the most watched one-on-one contest probably this season. Darcy Moore and Charlie Curnow. Darcy Moore's been in fantastic form all year. Surprise, surprise. Yes, I did say that. And Charlie Curnow's really come to form too. So, it'll be interesting to see who wins this battle. At the same time, we can't depend on Charlie Curnow to do everything. We need the midfields to deliver, the right ball into
the smalls are so
the
important.
Smalls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pressure.
But
Full pressure.
nevertheless, it's going to be
Is going to be huge. His role has to be massive. He needs to make an impact. Motlop. Actually, is Motlop in? Yeah?
Yeah,
yes,
Mollison, yeah.
Motlop's playing. Yep.
Yeah. So Motlop's role becomes huge. And this is the difference in our forward line now compared
Jack
to
Martin.
a couple months ago.
Oh.
Yeah. The smalls have to make the same thing they've been doing last month. Keep doing it.
Mm.
Whatever you're doing, it's working.
Keep doing it. Yep.
I'm surprised Always has come back in. I thought he was still 2-3 weeks away.
No,
That
he was
surprised
1
me.
to 2. He was 1 to 2. He missed the Port Adelaide game, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So he was 1 to 2. He's done his
He was
time.
delayed
He's
out
back.
from that one.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
right, yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
Midfields, steel side bottom, Nick Dykos, Oleg Markov. Following for Collingwood, Darcy Cameron, Tom Mitchell, Scott Pendlebury. And for Carlton, Blake Acres, Paddy Cripps, Ollie Hollins. And following, Mark Pitney, Adam Chera, and George Hewitt.
I'm fucking G'd up, boys. I want to run out there, mate. Put me in.
That's a proper battle. That's a proper battle.
That's a battle and a half.
Yeah.
I think Collingwood might have us as far as leg speed is concerned in the midfield.
Definitely.
But strength, no. I think we've got them in that category. But let's see what type of game plays out. Now, interestingly enough, I can't remember who put up the article, but Collingwood's defense of teams running it through the middle isn't as strong as what their scorelines make it out to be. And lately, over the last 5 wins that we've had, we've done nothing but run it through the middle most of the time. So let's see how they defend that. Let's see if our midfield can run it through the middle properly, like they have over the last 5 weeks against the number 1 team in the comp. That's going to be a very, very interesting battle for me. Do you think the same, Andy?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
100%. I think you're right. I think taking the game on is so important. We can't go into our shell now.
No.
This is what's worked. Let's just go with what works.
That's it.
So we've got ourselves in a position now where we've got a bit of confidence behind us. Got a few runs on the board. So let's, again, take it up to the benchmark. Let's just take it on.
Yeah.
Collingwood's forward line. Jordan De Goey, Bertie Myercheck, Pat Lipinski, Jamie Elliott, Daniel McStay, Taylor Adams. And they'll be up against a pretty much unchanged backline. Brody Kemp, Jacob Wiedering, Nick Newman, Sam Doherty, Mitch McGovern, Adam Sard. Beautiful. That's another great contest of where our defense is at against the number 1 team in the comp.
Newman on Elliott, I reckon. I reckon Newman takes the job.
Just bully him, huh?
He's done a good job against a couple of really dangerous forwards. I just feel like if I'm looking at our forward line, and Elliott's just it kills us for the last decade, right? Like he's always turned on against us historically, every time.
Yeah, always.
And if you're not going to let him get an inch, I think that's where we put someone like Nick Newman on him, just to stick to him like white on rice. Just don't let him get an inch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, here you go with maybe a Chincotta. I think because Assad is different because Elliott's dangerous in the air as well. So I think that's where you need someone like Newman. It's going to be a great battle either way. I think we're just going to have to negate some of their and they get those when they get on a run, they get some of those dangerous runs in from like slide bottom, sneaks into the forward line, gets a mark, and some of their midfielders get in as well and find space. So that's where we've got to defend that as well. But as I said earlier, defending isn't necessarily the issue with us. So we haven't conceded, large scores, only twice over 100 points. So this is where we need to play a smart level of defense, I think, against this team. I think a lot of stuff sort of goes out the window for these games as well because of the intensity and the passion and whatnot. Yeah. But just keep level-headed and keep doing what we're doing defensively.
I don't mind Carlton playing on instinct though, because I think that's what happened in the second quarter against Gold Coast, and it worked. So if everything goes out the window, if game plan and everything like that goes out the window and they start playing on instinct, I think that might work in our favour, just quietly.
I don't know, man.
Just quietly.
I don't know. Carlton, not sure.
Just do what you've been doing for the last 5 weeks. Nothing else.
Man, don't change nothing. Please.
I think about this game, and I think like after Port Collingwood last week, they might be a bit sluggish, heavy legs. There was a hard game on a wet ground, right? And it went all the way, right to the end. High intensity throughout the whole game. Waterlogged ground, so it's tiring, right? So that, excuse me, they might be shaky, but let's be real. As I said, they'll rise to the occasion. They will. So I think both teams will. Sometimes you got to throw form and injuries out the window for this, because if there's 22 fit blokes on the park, they're going to give it their all. It's going to be over 85,000 people. So that's what gives me a little bit of, I guess, sort of hope where we can maybe get the jump on them and capitalise off the back of it's coming towards the end of the season. They've had an amazing streak. They've had a really, really tough battle. There's obviously word of a bit of illness around there, but you know what? Don't care. Just want to get the job done on the day. Just put your best foot forward.
Absolutely. On the interchange bench for Collingwood, Josh Dykos, John Noble, Bo McCreary, Mason Cox, and for Carlton, Caleb Marchbank, Alex Chincotta, Matty Cottrell, and Jesse Motlop. Good to see Marchbank in after some injury problems as well. So let's see how he's performed. I think in the VFL he's put together a couple of good performances. So keen for him to show us what he's made of, because I think Carlton
be good to keep if he stayed fit though. It's sad seeing him always out.
Yeah.
Like Cunningham, I've forgotten how Marchbank plays. What his game style, what his style of play is,
what he looks like.
What number he is, all that kind of stuff.
On their bench, I love, is it McCreary? The speed on him, and he's dangerous. Yeah. And he always reminds me of Carl, only because around 23 last year, I hate thinking about it. But when he scored that goal, I think it was him. He scored that goal outside of 50. He launched that goal. Carl turned and he's like, "We're losing." Carl just called. He looked at me, and I saw the fear on Carl's face when McCreary scored, because it was like you just heard the roar of tens of thousands of people.
Fucking PTSD, man.
I swear to God, it still hurts, man.
Yeah.
You bastard.
So hopefully we leave in better spirits. But can't wait for it.
It's funny.
We'll be in better spirits no matter what, Georgie.
I'm nervous, boys. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous.
I think every Carlton supporter is going to be nervous. We all want to beat the Pies. Every single Carlton supporter wants to beat the Pies. But if I'm going to be realistic,
no nerves here, Ma. We are going to win. We are going to win, and we are going to fuck them. I'm telling you now. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And any Collingwood dog, come see me, bro. I'll be at the game. Come fucking see me. I'm down, bro. We are going to smash them. We're going to teach them. Nah, I don't know. I'm just carrying on. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Fuck, how quick that turned.
And he's going to rock up to the game with sunnies and a hoodie on.
There's going to be fucking 90,000 Collingwood ugly dogs coming at me. Shit.
But get around. I think we'll be there before the game. It'll be great to chat to a few Collingwood fans, a few Carlton fans. It'll be nice for a bit of banter. We love it.
Yeah, it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun, regardless. But look, as I was saying before, if I'm being realistic, this will be a tough game for Carlton to win.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying Collingwood is a ridiculously well-oiled machine at the moment. They're just purring along in every facet of their game, on field and even off field as well. They're humming. They're absolutely humming. So for us to get a win here is going to take absolutely everything we've got. Let's just be real. And quite frankly, it's not the be all or end all if we lose. So
No, it is. I don't want to lose, man.
Tell that to me on a Monday morning going to work with Collingwood fans just continuing to berate you. No, mate, we need to win. If it's against them,
win would be fantastic, absolutely. But not trying to take away from the importance of this game to both sides, but we've still got another 3 very, very important games coming up that we need to win in St Kilda, in Gold Coast Suns, and also in GWS.
Even Melbourne.
We're playing Melbourne in there too,
Yeah, we'll beat Melbourne.
So, fucking hell, making calls all. Let's see.
Not even late. You say I'm delusional.
just counts. Well,
Yeah.
There's going to be 85 to 90,000 people at the G tomorrow night. It's going to be
94,300.
That's 16.
All right. And he's called it. Nostradamus has called it 94,300. So we're going to run with that number. It's going to be electric, whichever way it goes. And I'm hoping it fucking goes the way of the Blues. Oh, man.
I think I'll cry.
I probably will cry too because
If we win or lose or both,
I'll cry.
'cause I'm down.
You know what killed me? We had a conversation at the ground. I think it was I can't remember. It was earlier this year, I think it was, or maybe a game last year. And Andy's like, "What would you do if you win the flag? Would you cry?" I'm like, "Mate, I cried for Jack Nunes after the siren against Freo. You don't think I'd cry for a premiership? I would emotionally break down after a premiership."
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
imagine that.
Life could,
Imagine winning a
life could be a
flag,
dream.
man.
Life could be a dream. Shaboom, shaboom.
Probably getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Anyway, predictions. Andy, we'll start with you. Winning score, best on ground, leading goal kicker.
We need to be realistic. We are playing the benchmark. I think it'll be within 15 points either way. I don't think we'll get smashed. I don't think we'll smash them if we win. Look, I'm gonna say we get up, man. I got a sneaky suspicion that we're just gonna get up.
Last time you said that you were right too about TDK, so
Yeah, mate.
the sneaky suspicion is there.
I honestly think we'll find a way. I think what Georgie said before, how they played a tough game last week against Port. This game doesn't mean to them as much as it means to us. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. Best on ground, I'm going to say Chera. Shaved head Chera's back in. Menace. As long as his head's still shaved. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. If not, Cripper as my backup. And goals, I'm going to say... You know what? Last time I said Always was going to kick 5 and Motlop replaced him and kicked 4. So I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stick with the smalls. I'm going to go with Always and he's going to kick 5. That's
Huge.
I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go. Georgie?
Mate, I ashamedly had Pies by 2 points, but after listening to you, I'm going to flip that to Carlton by 2 points because you lit like a spark inside of me just there. So I'm going to change it. yeah, I just feel like looking at the teams. I'm thinking, do we have enough to kick a winning score now with some of our outs, right? Like I look at it realistically and think, okay, well, say Charlie gets you 4 or 5, it's 30 points or whatnot, 24 to 30 points, always gets you 2 or 3, we get to 50 or 60, and then where are some of the rest going to come from? And that's what I'm thinking. Like, to kick a winning score, we need an even contribution. We need an even spread of goal kickers. So I really, really hope, Jack Martin. I'm going to say Jack Martin's going to kick 4. I reckon he's going to have a great one. I reckon he's going to be the leading goal kicker. And I'll say that Cripps is going to turn it on his back. He's had a week off. He's just going to be an absolute bull through the midfield. I really hope he can turn it on. Best to Georgie's 150th as well. Hope he can, absolutely blast through some of those packs and help Cripper and feed him and Chera all day. But yeah, you've got me G'd up, Andy. I'm switching it to Carlton by 2. Carlton by 2, right? Carl?
I don't know, boys. I got Musa's prediction since he can't be here. I spoke to Mus earlier.
Yeah.
He's got Carlton to win by 19.
Wow.
So I'll chuck that in there. But I'm going to be the party pooper, boys. I'm not. It pains me to say this, but I don't think we can win, man. I got Collingwood by 9 points.
9.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong.
So are you also going to select a best on ground from Collingwood and a leading goal kicker from Collingwood as well?
Yeah, Darcy Moore to kick 6. No, I got Collingwood by 9. I think Cripps is going to have a belter, BBOG. And I'm going to go with Georgia. I think Jack Martin is going to kick the most for us. But yeah, it pains me to say it, but man, I fucking hate him, man. I hate him. I could say so much more, but I can't.
Parental
So
advisory
much more.
required.
Yeah, so much, but
Sometimes we've
Gotta
got
bite.
some young ears listening. So.
yeah, gotta bite the tongue. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope we belt him by 600.
If you're young and you're watching, go steal money out of your mum's purse and put it all on Carlton.
Oh no,
We do not condone this.
this is a Monday.
Carlton over 39. Go do it. Your mum will thank you
What do you
afterwards.
reckon, Amal? What do you reckon?
Carlton by 1 point. Jamie Elliott will kick it with 30 seconds to go for us,
Look at this boy.
and we'll win by 1.
Let's go through this shit again.
I'm so confused right now.
He goes Carlton by
No.
1, but Jamie Ellis going to kick a goal. What happened?
Carlton will win by 2 goals. I reckon Tom de Koning is going to be best on ground.
TDK.
He will do the ruck work, and I reckon he's going to bag 2 or 3 goals. But Charlie's going to show why he's leading the Coleman this week as well. I reckon he's going to do a number on Darcy Moore. He's going to have it all over him. And, Keira Knightley will just come back down to earth.
They're going to smash us.
If I'm wrong and Carlton wins, I'll let you take me to dinner. How's that sound?
Done. In.
Love it.
In.
All this optimism, I reckon it's going to age like milk. Nah, can't wait for it. G'd up.
Got to get up and about, boys. Got to
Yeah.
get up and about.
It's going to be a huge game, and I think just the atmosphere alone tomorrow night is going to be enough to warrant us going, regardless of whether we get belted or not, or whether we win. No, that'll make it even better. But, gentlemen, it's going to be a big, big, big Friday night. I'm excited. I know all the Baggers supporters are, the Pie supporters are. Anyone that's going to the G tomorrow, go for a walk around the ground before the game. You might see us there. Stop by, come say hi, come have a chat with us. Curious George might be in session. Who knows? We'll see. And yeah, I hope the Blues go out there and just show us where you're at. Show us where you're at. You're playing good footy at the moment. You're up against the best in the league at the moment. and just prove to us that the last 5 weeks was not a dream.
Inshallah.
Up the beggars.
Up the beggars.
Yeah.
Go Blues!
Until tomorrow night, gentlemen, I'm nervous. I've got butterflies in my stomach.
Got the butterflies in my balls. Oh, shit.
All right, I'm signing off. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Sayonara from the Monday Blues.
Sticking out.
See you guys.